How many of you have seen a victory stand? Just go to the chat and say I. Those who have seen a victory stand. Good. I know that's a very stupid question because everyone has seen a victory stand. Now, my challenging question here is, can a person who is a number two, I mean, the runner-up, what you call as, who is a number two, is it possible for that person to be number one? Yes or no? Yes or no? Is it possible for a person who is number two to be number one? The answer is absolutely yes, it is possible. There is no limitation that if you are number two, you have to remain as number two. My second question is, can a successful person, now the term here, the key word is successful person. I'm not talking about a failure. I'm not talking about somebody who has already failed. I'm talking about who has been successful. Is it possible for a successful person to become much more successful and move ahead to the higher level? Yes or no? Higher, yes or no? Absolutely, absolutely possible. So we always have to look at this one when people come to you, as because most of you are coaches here, most of you are leaders. When somebody come to you, don't consider them to be a failure. Even if it's a successful person, your job, your duty, your responsibility as a coach, as a leader, is to encourage and empower that person to move from where he is right now, or where she is right now, to the next level. For example, a millionaire could come to me and say that, okay, my yearly turnover is, or my profit that I'm generating is $10 million. I'm coming for your coaching so that I can move from $10 million to $100 million. Is it possible? Yes or no? Is it possible? Yes or no? Absolutely, yes. So whenever people come to you, don't consider them to be a failure. They could be successful people. They're coming to you for your leadership, for your coaching, because they want to grow and excel in their life. So now it is absolutely possible. Now the question is, what should they do? Give me one answer. Go to the chat and tell me what is that one thing they should do if they want to move from where they are right now to the next level. Give me one solution to that, because today we'll be talking about different solutions. Give me one solution to move from where your team or you are to the next level. What is that you have to do? Do differently. Very good. Absolutely fantastic, Mamta. Be very clear. You need to have clear vision. Absolutely right, Suresh. What else? Give me one more. Let me take one more. Okay, you got to have passion. Thank you very much, Zachariah. Thank you very much for joining me. So here we go. This is one thing that you all have to understand as leaders, as coaches. This is one thing that you need to understand, that they should address certain habits. What's the keyword? I want you to go and type the keyword. What's the keyword here? What's the keyword here? It's a habit. I want everyone to type, because once you type that, it's going to your mind, because you are reconfirming or reaffirming that. And that's the reason why Stephen R. Covey came with a book, 7 Habits, and then he came with the 8th habit and so forth. You as a leader, you as a parent, you as a student, you as a coach, there are certain habits that you need to change. Only when you change, and only once you do differently, like what Mamta said right now, only when you do something differently, that's when you move from where you are right now to the next level. This is a book talk, as you know, and most of you know me. My name is Sensei. And but what we do here, the purpose of this particular program is learning by sharing. Because how many of you believe that to learn more, you have to teach more? How many of you believe that? To learn more, you have to teach more. How many of you believe? Just go and say, if you believe, then go and say I. If you believe, then go and say I. Because as a leader, as a trainer, as a coach, as a parent, as a student, if you want to learn more, the best of the best technique is to teach. And the whole objective of this program here is for me to learn. I'm very selfish here, okay? And I'm using you as a tool, okay? I'm using as a tool where I'm making you to pay me for my learning purpose, okay? Because every week I want to go through a book. I want to understand the book. And then I want to put my examples, my life into it. And then I want to teach that to you so that I can learn more. And 90% is you will be able to remember and recall if you teach somebody else. Okay, so I want you to go and type 90%. 90% is when you teach someone. it'll be there. Retention of your learning is 90%. So last week we had this book, which is The Magic of Thinking Big. It went very well. It is right now there on YouTube. You can go and watch. And today, the book that we are going to discuss about is What Got You Here Won't Get You There by Marshall Goldsmith. It's an absolutely fantastic book. And Marshall Goldsmith is an absolutely fantastic leader and a coach. And he is very much connected to India. He often comes to India. He conducts a lot of training program around India and all those things. He's also into the culture, most of the Indian culture as well, as far as I know about him. Now, this book is available on Amazon. Now, please consider that if you attend this program, you don't have to buy the book. Go and buy the book because you learn a lot of things from the book, because what you are going to learn here, what we are going to interact here is my understanding. So let's understand what you mean by understanding. My understanding and your understanding is different. How many of you agree to that? My understanding and your understanding is different. How many of you agree? Because we might read the same book, we might read the same page, you might be in the same training program. However, your understanding and my understanding is different, because my understanding is based on my education, my background, the language that I know. There are a lot of elements which makes me different from you and which makes you different from me. We all are unique in one way or other. Now, a disclaimer, I have no connection with this book. Okay, I have no connection with this book, and I have no authority to talk about this book. As I mentioned earlier, whatever I'm talking here is my learning, and just to increase my knowledge, I'm sharing this with you. So I want to be very clear. So whatever I speak here may not be correct. Okay, this is only my understanding. Again, I want to emphasize on the word understanding, and I keep on using this word and the definition in every session because I need to make it very clear that my understanding is different from your understanding. The way that I understood the book, I'm using that and I'm sharing that with you. I may be wrong. So just go ahead, go to the book, and use your knowledge to understand the book much better than I could. Okay, so this is going to be around about 60 minutes. I want to keep it short because normally my session goes for 2.5 hours, but this one I want to keep it as 60 minutes. Then we can have Q&A sessions if you want to. I can answer any questions. At that time, I'll be unmuting you so that you can ask me questions using your microphone. There are a total of 14 chapters in this book. I'll be talking about 9 bad habits. Now, you got surprised because 7 habits are the good habits in Stephen Covey's book. And here I'm going to talk about the 9 bad habits. What is the word I used here? What is the word? What's the key word that I used? Exactly correct. The habits, because there are good habits and the bad habits as well. Okay, we're going to talk about the 9 bad habits. Successful people have 4 beliefs. How many beliefs? I want you to type. Keep on typing that. How many beliefs? Successful people have 4 beliefs. I want everyone to type because I want that to go in your subconscious mind. The reason why those who are there in this WhatsApp group will be getting back again, and we'll be having something like the mastermind. Not today. I'll tell you when we can have the mastermind. So we'll be talking about this book, your understanding, and where did you apply as a leader in your business, in your organization, so forth. Therefore, I want you to focus on this. I'll also be sharing the recording so that you can go back and forth with the recording. Successful people have 4 beliefs which may hold them back. It's just like a brake, because you can apply the accelerator and you can apply the brake together, because if you apply both the accelerator and the brake, it will not let you go. So therefore, if you want to move forward, what should you do? Tell me, what should you do? Looking at the picture, what should you do? If you want to move forward, you have to apply the accelerator. That's number 1. But there's one more thing that you have to do. What is that? You have to accelerate for sure, but there's one more thing that you have to do. Tell me, what is that? You should not be holding the brake. You should be releasing the brake. Am I right? You should not be holding the brake. You should be releasing the brake. Thank you very much. That's exactly what happens, because we as human beings, we have got a lot of habits, just like a brake. We don't release that habits, and therefore it becomes like a brake. It won't allow us to move forward. How many of you got it? Say, I got it. How many of you got it? Say, I got it. I got it. Very good. Excellent. Now, the four beliefs, I'm going to share the 4 beliefs with you. Number 1, I have succeeded. That's the first belief that most of the leaders have. or successful people have. The second belief is I can succeed. Number 3 is I will succeed. And number 4 is I choose to succeed. I want you to take a screenshot of that. So number 1 is I have succeeded. That means I'm talking about the past. I can succeed. I will succeed. And I choose to succeed. Now let's talk about the very first one. I have succeeded. What does that mean? Tell me, what does that mean? I have succeeded. What do you mean by that? I have succeeded. I know it all attitude. Yes, absolutely correct. I know it all. Absolutely. What else? Still in the past. Okay, thank you very much, Rashid. Thank you very much. Still in the past. So successful people focus on past success. Number 1, whatever success they have gone through, they'll be thinking about the past success. Number 2, they'll be thinking about the positive attributes. Number 3, the skills. Number 4, the talents. Let me repeat that once again. They'll be thinking about the past success. Number 2, the positive attributes. Number 3, the skills and the talents. Now, what if you focus? This is a question. This is a challenging question for each and every leader who is right now there. What if you focus on, number 1, your past success? What if you focus on your positive attributes? What would happen if you focus on your skills? And what would happen if you focus on your talents? Go ahead and answer the question, please. Excuse me. It should be motivating. Okay, confidence. Okay, very good. Safam, what else? Okay, it gives motivation and inspiration. Very good, Suresh. I'll take one more, please. I'll take one more. Okay, it gives me motivation. I'll take one more. Anybody? I'm looking this side because my screen is this side. Okay, thank you very much, Rashid. That's absolutely right. Action. Now, once you focus on all this that I mentioned, it will build your motivation. Exactly, that's what you mentioned. It will build your confidence to face new challenges. How many of you got it? Say, I got it. If you are a person, if you are a leader with that same concept or that same attitude of what I mentioned right now, you will build your motivation and confidence to face any new challenges in your life. How many of you got it? Absolutely correct. Now, I have done it, so I can do it. That's an attitude. What is the attitude? I have done it in the past, so I can do it. There is no problem at all. I can face any challenge. But there is a but. I know that but is very negative. Okay, but is very negative. My question is that I want you to, as a leader, I want you to think and ponder and give me the answer. If that is your attitude, what would be the but? Go ahead, please. Be very fast. We got only 1 hour, so be very fast. If that is your attitude, what is the but? What could be the but? Go ahead, please. Time change. Very good. Time changes. So absolutely everything changes. New technology comes in. I'm busy. Okay, good. Right. What else? What else? I'll take one more. Okay. Overconfidence. Very good, doctor. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for joining from Kollam. Okay. Here you go. You forget about the past failures. Always understand that when you succeed in your past, there are also failures. These failures could be small failures or big failures. But only if you focus on your success, you forget about your past failures. And number 2, you forget about the roles and the contributions of other team members, other colleagues of yours, from other organizations, other departments, and so forth. How many of you agree? If you just focus on your success, past success, you forget about the things that happened to you in the past. How many of you got it? Say, I got it. How many of you got it? Say, I got it. IGI. Good. Very good. Excellent. Now, what is failure? What is failure? I want you to go and type, what is failure? What is your understanding about failure? It's feedback. Very good. Failure is a feedback. Absolutely. These are lessons. Therefore, thank you very much. Unaccomplished goals. Absolutely correct. Failures are the best teachers. How many of you agree that failure is the best teacher? How many of you agree to that? Failure is the best teacher. How many of you agree to that? Good. Thank you very much, because you learn from that. Now, failure gives you the opportunity to improve. Only when we know that we have failed, we get the feedback, as Rashid, you mentioned. Once we get feedback, then we have got opportunity to improve. Otherwise, we will remain where we are. How many of you agree to that? Say, I agree. IG, those who agree. So you not only look at the success, the past success, you also have to look at your past failures, and you need to ask that, what are the lessons that I learned, and who are those people who helped me from moving from that failure and to make me successful? That is the reason why I'm here today. Number two, I can succeed. The first one and the second one is different. I can succeed. What does it mean? Help me out. What does that mean? I can succeed. Go ahead, please. What do you mean by that? I can succeed. Both are different. The first one is different from this one. Well, I can succeed. Positive mindset. Very good, Suresh. What else? I'll take one more. Okay, confidence that I can do it, Safa. Thank you very much. What does it mean? I can succeed. I am confident. How many of you agree? I can succeed because I'm confident. How many of you agree to that? I'm confident. More confidence to take up more challenges. Thank you very much, Suresh. Absolutely correct. That means I'm more confident. I believe in myself. Confidence and belief, it goes together. I believe in my ability. What would happen if you believe in your ability? Tell me. If you believe in your ability, what's going to happen? You're confident. You believe in yourself. You believe in your ability. If you believe in your ability, what's going to happen? Go ahead, as a leader. Okay, can achieve and accomplish. Very good, Safa. I'll take one more. I'll take one more. Work in the right direction. Suresh will get the path and create strategy to achieve our target. Absolutely fantastic. Now here comes the thing. You are ready to embrace any uncertainty. You're ready because you believe that. You have the confidence. So whatever is going to happen, you are ready to embrace the uncertainty. And this is one thing that I keep on saying. The only solution during uncertainty is to be creative. How many of you got it? Creativity is the solution during uncertainty. I want you to write down the action word, creativity. Creativity. If you are stuck somewhere, if you do not know what next to do, you got to ponder, you need to relax and be creative. Creativity. I want everyone to go and type creativity because that is the key word here. So you are ready to embrace uncertainty and you are ready to grasp any better opportunity that comes in you because you believe in yourself, you believe and you have got the confidence. But what is the but here? What is the but here? But is something which is stopping us. What is the but? There are opportunities. I'm creative. I can embrace any changes. We feel uncertainty leads to confusion and doubt. Very good. What else? Suresh, thank you very much. What else? I'll take one more. Not able to take action. Let's see. Okay. Now this leads to overconfidence. How many of you believe that? It leads to overconfidence. I have been successful. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. How many of you think that that can lead to overconfidence? Is overconfidence good? Is overconfidence good? Yes or no? Absolutely no. Confidence is good, but overconfidence is not good. Now let's move on to number 3. I will succeed. I will succeed. What does it mean? I will succeed. Show a conviction. Very good, Mamta. Thank you very much. What else? Okay. Optimism. Okay. That's absolutely fantastic. Very good. Okay, inspirational, very good. No doubt about the result. Paramjit Singh, thank you very much for joining. I think you're joining from Dubai. Am I right, Paramjit Singh? Okay, good. So what does it mean? It means I am optimistic, and that's exactly what Doctor said. I am optimistic. I am motivated. What would happen if you're motivated and optimistic? Give me the answer. What happens if you're motivated? If you got the motivation and you're optimistic, what's going to happen? Tell me. I'm ready to explore. Very good, Zach. Very good. What else? I'm ready to explore. I'll take one more. We will be successful in all the projects, can overcome obstacles, lead to issues, I believe. Okay, good. Thank you. Lead to success. Oh, sorry. So what's going to happen? Number 1, this is very good. I'll tell you, it will give you the drive to succeed. It will give you the boost to succeed, to move forward. It is the fuel to succeed. But What is the but here? What is the but? It will give you the boost, but, okay. Inaction, very good, very good. I'll take one more. Inaction. Need to have a proper plan. Absolutely. Let's look at this. And I want everyone to focus here. You may end up taking too many projects and too many risks. Is that good? Yes or no? Is that good? Yes or no? Because you're optimistic, you know that I can do it. So now you keep on taking a lot of projects, and now it starts bundling on top of your desk, and it starts piling over and over. It becomes a big frog, just like Brian Tracy in his book says, eat that frog. It becomes bigger and bigger, and one day it's going to eat you up. Number two, and as a result, what's going to happen? You think that I can make more money. This is one mistake most of the business owners, they do. They feel that I can do this project, I can do this project, and most of the sales they do, but they are not able to deliver the best quality of service. How many of you agree to that? You take all those projects, you feel that I can do it because I got the capability to do it, I got the team to do it, and then you take all the projects, and at the end of the day, what's going to happen? You are not able to deliver the best services and the best product, and automatically what's going to happen? Your reputation is going to go down, your income, your revenue is going to go down. How many of you agree to that? Thank you very much. And now what's going to happen? Your team may also feel overwhelmed and burned out because now you are giving them tasks. You're asking them to work overload, asking them to work overtime and so forth. How many of you agree? Say, I agree. How many of you agree? Say, I agree. Now let's move on to the fourth one. The fourth one is I choose. Now this is very important. I choose to succeed. I choose to succeed. What does it mean? I agree. My wisdom, good. Okay, firm decision. Good, Safa. I'll take one more. Firm decision. That means you're confirmed, you're crystal focused. Okay, I'll take one more, please. Okay, I'm ready to move. Proceed. Very good. Means you're fully responsible for the outcome, willing to work, self-esteem. Absolutely fantastic. Now, this is something I call as a do or die. What is it? I want to go and type. I want you to go and type. Do or die. There is nothing else. Do or die. Absolutely fantastic. And this exactly, if you have read the book, Think and Grow Rich, where Napoleon Hill talks about this one. Now, it's just like in his example, he talks about the burning the boat, burning the ship, burning some people, they call it as burning the bridge. There is no returning back. You burn the ship so that you don't return back. Either you do or you die. You win, you succeed, or you kill yourself, or you kill your enemy. You burn the bridge so that you don't come back. How many of you got it? Say, I got it. There are some leaders who just focus on that, and there is no excuse at all. They want to hit the target, the bull's eye. How many of you got it? Say, I got it. Good. Now, what if you choose nothing but only success? What's going to happen? No other thing. We just want to succeed. And if you're one of those leaders, what is going to happen? Tell me. If you're one of those leaders, or your leader is one of those leaders, okay? If your leader, your boss is one of those leaders, and there is no excuse, we want to win it. There's no other excuse. What's going to happen now? Drink success, you eat and drink success, okay? Okay, that means you're going to achieve it. Okay, Jafar Ali said, of course, hit the goal. You think, okay, this is the only option, no other way. Absolutely correct. That means there is no other way. There's no other option. Now, these people are laser focused. They don't see anything that's happening around them. They have the full control. They know exactly what is the vision. They exactly know where they're going. They exactly know where they are taking their team. And they are committed for any challenges. What is the keyword here? I want you to go and type. What's the keyword here? Committed. Absolutely right. Committed. They are committed to face any challenge. But what's going to happen here? What is going to happen? What's the but here? You burn out. We may not achieve. Very good. Let's see. That means if you are that type of person, it's very hard for you to change because you're completely focused. You're not more flexible. You don't change to the right. You don't take a U-turn. You don't come back because you've burnt everything. You're just focusing on one thing. You either win or you lose completely. How many of you got it? And I remember watching Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he said that there's only one plan A. I don't have a plan B. How many of you have heard or watched that on YouTube. If not, you have to go and watch it. It's just 5 minutes video where he says, I got you one plan, and that's called plan A. I don't have a plan B. And my plan is to become Mr. World or Mr. Universe. And then my plan was to get into the Hollywood movies. And then my next plan was to get into the politics. That's it. No other thing at all. And he achieved all the three things. If you are strong, if you got the willpower, if you got the confidence, if you're laser focused, then you can achieve that. There is no other doubt about it. But however, if you're working in a team, now that was an individual working on himself, but if you're working in a team, sometimes you have to be flexible. That is a quality of a leader. What is the key word here? You got to be flexible. Only when you're flexible, you will think, you will ponder, you will take feedback from your team members, and then you will correct yourself. And that is called readjusting yourself. Now, so that were the four behaviors we talked about, four beliefs. I'm sorry, not behaviors, but four beliefs. Now, is behavior important? Yes or no? Absolutely yes. How many of you agree to that? Absolutely yes. Now, is technical skills important? Is technical skills important? Yes or no? Wow, that's also important. So my next question is, which is more important? I know that both are important. Now tell me which is more important. Is it the behavior or is it the technical skill? Now, I want you to think from a leadership perspective, okay? This is all about leadership, and all our conversation, our books that we are coming up every week, in one way or other, it's connected with leadership. It's the behavior, absolutely correct. Now, as you grow, your behavior factors will hold you back, not the technical factors. Technically, maybe with your experience. Now, I want you to be very clear. With your experience, your technical knowledge may increase. However, there are certain behaviors as you move from the junior level to the middle management, to the senior management, to the VP, to the CEO or the C-suites and so forth. There are certain behaviors that will keep you back and that will work as a brake and that will bring you backward. How many of you got to say crystal clear? CC, please. Type CC if it's crystal clear. Good. Thank you very much. Now, most successful people have one or two annoying interpersonal or leadership behavior, one or two. And these annoying behaviors block them from moving to the next level. It doesn't matter who you are, you will be having that one or two. Now, bad habits, if repeated frequently, can create a real problem for other people. So you might be not knowing that as a bad habit. You won't never feel that as a bad habit because you've been doing that. Until otherwise you stop and you're ready to change, you're ready to get feedback, only then you can move forward. Otherwise, what's going to happen? You will continue what you're doing, and that is going to make the surrounding or the situation or the environment really into a challenge. How many of you got it? Say, I got it. Your one behavior or your two behavior. There are people who leave organizations. There are people who leave organization, not because of the organization, but it is the behavior of their immediate leader. How many of you got it? Say, I got it. It's not because of the organization. The organization could be really good. The organization may be giving you all sort of benefits like schooling, insurance, like incentives and all those things. But there is one person just above you who you're reporting to. And the behavior, one single behavior, that guy is really good. Or the girl is really, really good. But there is one single behavioral issue which I can't take. How many of you got it? Say crystal clear. There is one behavior that I can't take. And it's enough is enough. Let me get out of this building. Let me get out of this organization. I don't want anything. Your car, your everything is here. I'm going back. How many of you got it? And you look for freedom. You look for freedom. And this reminds me of my quote. It is better to be a monkey in the jungle. Once again, let me repeat that. It's better to be a monkey in the jungle than the lion king in the golden cage. Once again, let me repeat my quote. It's better to be a monkey in the jungle than being a lion king in the golden cage. How many of you agree to that? How many of you? I love to be a monkey rather than a king in the golden cage. I love freedom. How many of you agree? Say aye. How many of you agree to that? Say aye. Good. Excellent. Thank you very much. Good. Now, as you move up the ladder, you must shift from your own result. That means you should now not be focusing on yourself. Rather, you should be focusing on your team so that they become tomorrow's leader. It's all about multiplying lead. It's all about building leadership. Rather than you being on the top, you have to bring other people onto the top. Those who are in my leadership program, which happens every Sunday, I talk about this. How many of you are there right now in the leadership program? Just say I. Those who are there in my leadership program every week. Those who are interested, you can just ask me how to join the program. Every week, we have around about 2.5 hours of leadership program. And then we have got a mastermind. Every week, we have that, which will change your perspective as a leader. So we talk about this in the leadership program. Now, I did mention that there are habits. There are 20 bad habits followed by senior successful people as well as senior leaders. And they must stop these 20 habits. We are going to talk about today, we're going to talk about 9 habits if time permits. The good news is most successful people have only 1 or 2 such bad habits. Now, as I mentioned, now when you look at that number 1 or 2, oh my goodness, that's okay. That's okay. I just got 1 or 2 bad habits. But let me tell you that 1 habit is enough to kick somebody else out. How many of you got it? Say, got it. 1 habit is enough for a daughter-in-law to kick the mother-in-law and go out of the house. How many of you got it? That 1 habit is enough for the wife to kick the husband and go leave the house. How many of you got it? This 1 habit of your parent, because understand that we are parents. You are a leader as a parent. You may be having that habit as a leader. If you are working in an organization, if there are team members under you, you might be having this habit. So it is essential. It is important for you and I to understand what are our habits. We need to get feedback from either from our spouses or from our kids, from our teammates, from our seniors, from our juniors, from our subordinates. Every time we need to get this feedback. How many of you got it? Say got it. How many of you got it? Say got it. Good. The easiest way to fix these behaviors are to, what is the best way to fix this behavior, these bad behaviors? Tell me, what is the best way to fix these bad behaviors? Get feedback. Okay, after you get feedback, what do you do? Mamta, after you get the feedback, what do you do? Work on it. Very good. Take action. Absolutely. Correct yourself. In other words, you have to take action. Once you get feedback from your teammates, from your spouse, kids, etc., you get the feedback, you got to take the action. And the best of the best action is to stop that behavior. How many of you got it? What's the key word? If you understand, if you recognize that that's not good, then stop it. There is nothing else that you should be doing. The key is to become aware of that bad habit or annoying habit. You must be aware of it. And to be aware, you should be getting feedback, become aware of it and how it's going to impact other people. You need to understand that because you have to put yourself in other people's shoes. Am I right? You should be showing empathy on them. Oh my goodness, I didn't know about this. I didn't know that I had such sort of habit or behavior which was impacting you in a negative way. I'm sorry. You must be able to understand the impact that causes in other people and then take a decision to change it or stop it. How many of you got it? Say got it. You should be ready to change. How many of you got it? Say got it. So therefore, don't you think that it is always nice to have a get-together, an open forum where you should be having a meeting where people can give you feedback, yes or no? How many of you think? Is it good or is it a great action? Is it good or great? Tell me. Is it good or is it great to have such things? It's absolutely great. And I'll give you an example later on about one person who takes this. Very good. Excellent. Now, let's talk about the 20 bad habits. And I'm going to go with 9 if time permits. Number 1, being overly competitive. Overly competitive. Whatever happens, every time, anytime, and every time, I want to win. If that is your habit, what's going to happen? Tell me. If that is your habit, what's going to happen? Every time, and anytime, and every time, you want to win. Restless. Very good. Absolutely fantastic. That means it's just like a rat race. Am I right, Mamta? It's just like a rat race. You keep on. I want to be number 1. I want to be number 1. I want to be number 1. Am I right? Now, being competitive is good, but not good. Let me repeat that. Being competitive is good. It's a good thing because you want to be the champion. It's good, but not good if you want to win at all the time. What's the key word here? If you want to win all the time. If you think that every time you want to win, even while you're playing with your kids, even if you're playing with your friends, if you want to win every time, forget about it. You need to change. How many of you got it? You got to win, and you also have to you have to let others win as well. I don't call it as a failure. Do you call it a failure when your team wins? Do you call it a failure when you don't win, but your team wins? Do you call it a failure? Yes or no? Do you call it a failure when your team members achieve more than what you are? Once again, let me repeat that question. Is it a failure when your teammates, your team members, your juniors, your students, they achieve more than where you are right now? Absolutely no. You should be proud of that. That is called leadership. Am I right? So one thing that you need to understand, it's sometimes giving up for your team is good. You should be successful, but you should not be going for that every time. It's the most common habit. It's the most common habit among successful people. Now, what is the best solution for that? Tell me, as a doctor, what is the best solution for this challenge? You're a leadership doctor. Tell me, what is the best solution? If you see one of your teammates in this, or if you are in this particular category, tell me, what should you be doing? What is one single solution? You can make it very brief and just type it. Give credit to them. Absolutely. Very good. What else? I'll take one more. Give credit to them. One more. I'll take one more. Okay. Be flexible. Celebrate the team members' success. Absolutely fantastic, Suresh. Thank you very much. Let's look at that. Just shut up and enjoy the time. Just shut up and enjoy the time. Let them enjoy, and you also be a part of that joy. How many of you got it? Sometimes you have to be like kids. How many of you got it? Leadership is not always standing on the top. Leadership is sometimes coming down and being a part of your team, coming down to the part of the team. How many of you got it? Say, I got it. Just shut up and enjoy the time. Okay, don't be serious. Leaders are serious at times, but you should also be flexible. If you want to be a part of the team, you should go to their level. You should enjoy. I have got experience of working with some best of the best and the most horrible leaders as well. Okay, most horrible leaders, and there are also some excellent leaders. I mean, they come to our level. Now, number two. So what was number one? What was number one? Overly competitive. Absolutely fantastic. So let's go to number two, is adding too much of value. What do you mean by that? What by this particular statement? What comes in your mind? Adding. We always say that as leaders, you have to add value, add value, add value. Now here it says adding too much of value. Oh my goodness, what is that? What do you mean by adding too much of value? Empowering others. Very good, Sadakatullah. Okay. To success. Okay. Now it's a bad habit. I'm telling you, adding too much of value is a bad habit. Now that is confusing. Am I right? Over sincerity. Good, doctor. Okay. Let's look at it. No one value if we add more value. Okay. Good. Lose of focus, Zach. Good. Thank you very much. Have you ever seen this? Your boss saying, good, but. How many have gone through that? Good, but. It could also be that great idea, but it would be better if. Value to self. Absolutely correct. That means they would say that it is good. Your idea is good. What you've done is good. There's no issues at all about it. But now what you're doing, you're giving your value into that. You're giving more value into that. It's not sustainable. Good, Rashid. Very good. Now, what is the best solution? What's the best solution for that? If you are one of those people, when your subordinates, when your team members come up with the idea, it's a very good idea. There is nothing wrong in it. You look at the idea and you say, yes, this is absolutely good. But then you want to add a little more value on that. What should you do? Yes, my opinion matters more. Very good. Absolutely correct. These are leaders who feel that your opinion matters more than your teammates. Okay, accept and implement creatively. Good. Let's look at that. Just stop at this is a great idea. Don't go further than that. If your team is bringing an idea and if you think that idea is good to implement, just stop there and say the idea is really good. and ask them to work on that particular idea, though you might be having an idea which is far better than that. But if it's not adding value, then do not do anything. How many of you got it? How many of you got it? You should be very clear about it. If your advice or if your words, your statement, your comments are not going to add any value, and just for the sake of saying, if you want to say, then do not say. Just stop at great idea, stop it then and ask them to work together. How many of you got it? Say got it. Don't add a little more into that. Let others work together. Let them bring their idea. Always make sure that they work on their idea. If you keep on working on their idea, automatically what's going to happen? It's not going to work. Give them the luxury to work on their ideas. You step back, and sometimes you need to step back, even if it's something wrong they're doing. Let them do that mistake and let them learn. Let them get the feedback out of it. Let them learn a lesson from that. You got to step back. Do not add value or over add value to something which already has got value. Exactly correct. Giving ownership. That's absolutely what I mean here. Now, win by helping others win. Now, how many of you agree that the best way and the easiest way to succeed is to help others succeed? How many of you agree to that? The easiest and the best way to succeed is to help others succeed. How many of you agree to that? If you are a person who believes in this particular principle, and this is one principle I strongly believe in, if you believe in that principle, it's a win-win-win situation where I win, you as a team, you win, and our customers, they win. What is the key word here? It's not win, it's win-win-win. I win, you win, we win. When I say we, it's our customer. It could be our family. Okay, it's a third party. It could be our stakeholders. They also win. It's a win-win-win. It's no more win and it's no more win-win situation. It's a win-win-win situation. Let's move on to the third one. Judging others. So what was number one? I know that this is like teaching kids, you know, sometimes it's good to be that way. Okay. Now, okay. Overly competitive. What's number two? Anyone? What's number two? Okay, too much of adding value. And number three is judging others. What do you mean by judging others? What do you mean by judging others? Finding faults, absolutely correct. Finding faults in other people, being more critical or criticizing and so forth. Okay. Prejudice, absolutely correct. Okay, forming impression without knowing them, absolutely correct, Safa. Good. So what is the solution for that? What's the solution for that? Yes, generalization, generalizing everyone. That is what we call in NLP also. We see one person, we generalize everyone. All Indians are like that. All Chinese are like that. All Malayalis are like that. No, that's not how it works. Okay, that's not what you should be doing as a leader. Okay, so what is the best thing to do? What is the best solution? So, for example, if you are a business owner or you are a business leader, and looking at one customer, he is from India, do not put that person in the same shoes like all the other Indians, because that Indian could be far better than you. How many of you got it? How many of you got it? Okay, so don't judge everyone in the same measuring tool. Good. So what's the best solution? Accept the difference. Absolutely correct. Accept them. Accept the difference. One person could be different from another person. So you accept them because each and every individual is unique in their own sense. Stop judging people. Think from their side. Exactly correct, doctor. You have to think from their perspective. Control your urge to judge or critique others' action and input. Now, before I go to the next slide, if you critique someone, okay, if somebody is giving an action, somebody is giving an input, somebody is giving you feedback, and if you keep on critiquing their or judging or being argumental to their inputs and action, what's going to happen? Tell me. They will move away. Absolutely correct. They'll keep a distance from you. They'll definitely keep a distance from you. So stop imposing your standards on others. We have our own standards. I have my own standard. You as Zach, you have your own standard. Suresh, you have your own standard. Doc, you have your own standard. Safa, you have your own standard. Anish, you have. Rashid, you have. And Mamta, you have your own standard. We all have got different standards. And our standards are coming from our background, our education, the family background, the environment, our attitude. And based on that, we have our own standards. So do not go and implement your standard on everyone. We need to have there should be a minimum standard based on an organization level. However, if you have a standard which is over and above the company standards or the standard that has been set forth, do not do that. Do not impose your standard on others, and learn to keep your thoughts to yourself. The other person is different from you. Don't critique that person. How many of you got it? Say got it. So learn to shut up. This is one thing that we always say as leaders. You have to build a habit of listening. And if you want to become a better listener, there is one thing I would highly recommend is to become a coach. And that's the reason today for leadership program, even if you take the author of this book, he's also a coach. Today, if you are looking for somebody for the leadership position, they ask you whether you're a coach, whether you're coachable. Those people who are coached, who have got the experience of coaching, and those who are coachable, they are taking them to the level of leadership roles. Coaching. Today, your certification is not important. There are many companies, major companies, I'm not giving the names today. These are major top-level companies which are not looking at your education qualification. They are just looking at your passion and what you have done, what's your experience. No, not at all with your certification, college or university certification. So if you want to become a good listener, become a coach. Because as a coach, you just listen to the person, to your coachee, and you never give an answer. You never give a solution, because the solution comes from the coachee himself or herself. And to get the answer, or to ignite the answer, or to unleash the answer from your client or your coachee, you should be a very good listener, because based on their challenges and issues and problems, you should be listening to that, and you should be asking questions based on that. So I would highly recommend become a coach. Just say thank you. If somebody gives you an input, just say thank you. Over the next weeks, what's going to happen? You say thank you, thank you, and thank you. And now let me give you a real scenario. The next session that we are going to have is the author is Simon Sinek. So I'm going to talk about his book next week. Do you know any book of his? Simon Sinek's book? Anyone? Start with why. Safa, that's absolutely correct. Start with why. But I'm going to come up with a different book. Okay, I'm going to come up with a different book of Simon Sinek. Now, this is something I heard from Simon Sinek, that in his meeting, okay, his leadership meeting and so forth, he has all those staff members, and every individual will go and sit on the hot seat. They'll have to sit on the hot seat, including Simon Sinek, and everyone will give the feedback. What is your responsibility? Your responsibility is to say only 3 words. What are those 3 words? Tell me, if you're in the hot seat and people are giving you feedback, irrespective of they are your juniors, seniors, whoever it is, when they are giving you feedback, you've got the right to say only 3 words. What are those 3 words? Thank you, and thank you. Absolutely correct. Anyone gives you feedback, make this your habit to say thank you. I know that sometimes we won't be able to take the feedback. Many a times when I get feedback, when I used to work in an organization, when I get feedback, I become very offensive, I'll tell you. But later on, when I step back and I ponder, from his perspective or that person's perspective, I feel that they are right. Okay, so don't take anything personally. Just say thank you, and thank you. And then go back and ask yourself, should I take this or should I just get out of it? But make sure that you say thank you. Now, gradually, you will become more welcoming and agreeable, and people will start coming to you. They'll start giving you feedback. They will be giving you inputs and so forth, because now you have started responding and not reacting. What is the key word here? What's the key word here? As a leader, what should you be doing? You should be responding. You should be responding and not reacting to the people. You should respond to their inputs. You should respond to their feedback. You should respond to their complaints. Whatever it is, you should respond and not react. Number 4, negativity in everything. Everything, negativity. Now, these people, they don't know how to give positive remarks or compliments at all. Now, it's like a default. Have you seen these people? It's like a default. Everything they see negative. In everything they see negative. And I sometimes wonder, even if you go to YouTube and if you see somebody has done something really, really, really great, and you appreciate what that person has done. And now if you go and look at the unlike button, or if you see how many people did not like, and you'll see many people who has put the thumbs down. How many of you got it? How many of you got it? Even if you see the best of the best thing, best of the best action happening, still, they don't like it. They don't like it. It may be politics, it may be many other reasons, but if somebody does something good, you should be having the tendency to say, yes, you have done a fantastic job. You should be neutral there. But these are people, they see negativity in everything. It doesn't matter even if you have done the best of the best thing. They offer negative thoughts even without you asking for it. You don't have to ask. They'll come and tell you what you did was not good. Have you gone through that, anyone? Even if you welcome them, they'll come to you and they'll tell you it was not good what you did. How many of you have gone through that? I hope that you are not one among them. Am I right? I hope and I believe and I trust that you are not one among them. Good. Now, these people, they mask themselves and they feel that I am helping them with an advice. But in fact, they're not helping them with the advice. In other words, they are putting the other person down. They're putting the other person down. How many of you got it? Yes, politics especially. That's absolutely right, Jafar Ali. They feel that they're helping and they're giving advice, but they are not doing that. And that's one of the reasons you need to understand one thing. Advice is something that you get free of charge. How many of you agree to that? Advice is something that you get free of charge. Everywhere you get advice. Everywhere you get advice. Therefore, I have a principle. I don't take advice and I don't give advice until otherwise I ask for advice. I don't take advice and I don't give advice. You will never see me giving advice. You will never see me giving advice. And in some of my presentation, I'll tell in the very beginning itself, don't expect advices from me, so don't ask me for advice. I'll tell that because my advice is from my background, my practices that I do. So my advice is never going to be right for you. Okay, it's not like a disease or sickness where I can give you a medication. No, this is a different thing. So I don't give advice and I don't take advice. If I want to take advice, I take the advice from the right person. What's the key word here? What's the key word here? If you want to take advice, take it from the right person. Right person. If you want advice about religion, take it from a religious spiritual leader. If you want to take something about politics, take it from a political leader. If you want to take advice about your business, go to your business coach, your business leader. That's how you do. If you always respond negatively, what's going to happen? People will hide from you. People will avoid you. People will stop collaborating with you. People will stop giving you suggestions. How many of you agree? Do you want that? Until otherwise, people don't give you suggestions, or until otherwise you're open for suggestions, or until otherwise you're transparent. And just like most of the leaders say, the door is open for everyone and they shut the door. Have you seen that? They say the door is open, the cabin is open for everyone. You can walk in and they close the door. And when you say something, they don't agree to that. So don't be double standard. So be transparent, be open so that people can come and give you feedback when you ask for it. Solution, please. As a leader, give me a solution. If I were to be that leader, give me the solution, please. Go ahead. Okay, be positive. Very good. Excellent. Okay, listen to the opinions. Absolutely correct. And then take decisions to change. Absolutely right. As we mentioned earlier, understand, be aware, change, and then you stop that. Absolutely correct. Always respond, not to react to anyone. Suresh, thank you very much. Look for gold in the dirt. This is one thing I strongly believe. Don't look for dirt. If you're looking for dirt in a person, you'll only find dirt. And if you're looking for gold in a person, you'll find gold in the dirt. Once again, let me repeat that. If you're looking for dirt, you'll find only dirt in a person. And if you're looking for gold in a person, you'll find the gold in the dirt. How many of you got it? So look for gold. Now, maybe people have done mistakes. It's fine. You have to pardon them. You have to excuse them and look at the good side of those people and bring them up. Number 5, making destructive comments. making other people down, making other people small. They remark to put others down. They say, give comments that would make or feel you small. Like, for example, this is just an example. Even my dog could do that. How many of you agree? That is so painful. It's so painful. It's the word. I'll tell you some words from leaders that is equivalent to killing you. How many of you agree to that? Some words, some statements, some comments is equivalent to killing you. So what is the solution? If somebody is putting you down, if you're putting it down, respect other people. Absolutely correct. Because only when you give respect, you take respect and you give respect. Very simple as that. If you want to get respect, you have to give respect. It doesn't matter who the person is, what standard, what level, what grade he is, what age, what gender, what nationality, what language they speak. Give respect. They are human beings like you. Ask yourself, will my comment help them? If the answer is no, then just don't say anything unless the remarks is going to help those people to reach their goal. If it is not helping them, it's not helping you, it's not helping the common goal of the organization, then just shut up. Because always keep in mind, you have to be a listener more than a speaker. What is the key word here? What's the key word? The key word is listener. You should be a listener than a speaker. To be a leader, you don't have to be a speaker. There are speakers who don't speak much. There are introvert leaders, but they are great leaders because they listen and they take action based on what they're listening to. They listen to the pain of the people. They listen to the problems of the people. They listen to the challenges of the people, and they come up with a solution. They are not those people who just keep on talking. Barking dogs seldom bite. So be a good listener. Now, one way of doing that, the author said that if you got $10, just give $10. Each time you make a comment, just give $10 to someone. If it is your teammate, ask your teammate, whenever you hear me saying any sort of comments, give this, I'm going to give you this $10. Okay, so by this way, you're not, it's not a punishment, but it is for making you aware, or there is somebody who's accountable. An accountability partner could help you each time you get into that particular situation. The accountability partner can help you. Number 6, showing how smart you are. In the previous one, you were commenting on the other person. You are making the other person small. Now you are making yourself smart. Now, this is something I want you to look at. You don't add value when you keep talking about what you have achieved. Now, just imagine that you are attending a meeting or you're attending a program, and the speaker goes on the stage and he talks about, I am Farookh Sensei. I have achieved this. At the age of this, I did this and I did that. Now, today I got that, and today I got this, and these are people, they know me, and this is what I do. Just imagine that for the first five minutes, I'm talking about me, and me. What's going to happen to you? Absolutely boring. It's like killing. Now, kill me with this knife, okay? Stop. Because we didn't come here to listen who you are. Tell me something. Add value to me. What is in it for me? Not for you. For me. Help me out. So as a leader, don't talk much about you. Show them. Let people see who you are. And that is one technique that I do in all my training programs. I don't introduce myself. I'll just say I'm Farookh Sensei, and this is my title. And then I go with the topic and the subject. Even today, you saw that I didn't say anything about me. So what happens at the end of the session, if it's a one-day program, I make the program so good, and I'll make them ask me, Sensei, could you tell me more about you? If I get that sort of request from my audience, I know that my presentation was good. How many of you got it? That is the technique. You make the other people ask. Now, instead of 5 minutes, speak for 20 minutes. They'll listen to you. That's the beauty of it. The first 5 minutes, don't be stupid to talk about you for the first 2 minutes. They'll hate you. But when they ask you about you, speak about you for 10 minutes. Tell your story and story and story. They will love you. Okay, that's the technique I use. Okay, I already know that. And this is something, I have a very good entrepreneur. He's a business leader, and I love him because he's one right now targeting to become a billionaire, okay, US dollars. I'm not talking Indian rupees. So he's my coachee. And I coach him on a regular basis. So He used to have this habit. Whenever I say, he said, Sensei, I know that. Sensei, I know that. Once I said, what do you mean by that? He said, I know. I said, don't tell that you know. Because I just shared 10%. And by the time I shared the 10%, you said, I know, that is 90% which you don't know, which is still in me. And do you think that I'm going to share that with you? He said, no. And from that day till today, even today he contacted me, till today, I had never, ever heard him saying that I know. That one single word will change the whole demography of the speaker. So the best solution, let's go. Just say thank you. Thank you, thank you, and thank you. Thank you is such a wonderful word. And I'll tell you, I have a habit of saying thank you. My dad has got the habit of saying thank you. My dad is 85, 86 years old. Even if I do something, even if I open the door, if I pick out the paper, even now he says thank you to me. I find it embarrassing, but he will definitely say thank you. And I got used to that. And when people don't say thank you to me, oh my goodness, let me tell you, it's like, what did I do? Why this? When somebody sends me a message and I respond to the message immediately, and when the person does not come back with saying a thank you, I feel so small. I feel myself too small because why this person did not say thank you? Always make it a habit to say thank you. Number 7, speaking or acting in anger. Wow, this is something I just want to explain. I went for an interview. That was my very first interview. I had a recommendation letter, okay, of a very great person with me. And I go to this interview. I don't know this person who was conducting the interview, but he was the boss of that particular organization, ABC organization. I'm not going to tell which one. And this person, I don't know what mood he was. He was too negative on me. He was like firing at me, like anything. And I felt so small and so bad because I had a friend along with me who was also my student. So this was happening in front of him. And I cannot forget that. And later on, at that time, it was a travel agency. Let me tell you, it was a travel agency. Later on, I go back home and I challenge myself that I'm going to show a lesson to this person. And I went for one degree after another degree. When it came to IATA, I had only one certification when I went for this interview. When I got 14 and when I became the world record holder in IATA, I sent all this certificate packed together from London. I sent it to this person saying, thank you very much for encouraging me and for empowering me. And just because of that one single day, I became what I am today. How many of you got it? This person, he sends everything back and he calls me and said, Farook, I still remember you. I still remember you the day you came in, but I still don't remember that I was angry. You got me? Today, he's one of my, Facebook friends. He's a very popular person in Kerala. Okay, it's a very popular person. I forgot that. Okay, I forgot that. I said just because of him, I reached where I am. So people, you are reacting because of your anger. You're reacting because of your anger. So as a leader, you should be able to control that. Now, that will cause other person to become down, and he will now respond to you on fear. I had 2 managers. One manager was a different style. One manager was really, really harsh and angry person. He was a built guy and was a very angry person. And everyone, when they speak to this particular to this manager, they're like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Even if they have got some sort of idea, they don't bring up the idea. Why? Because they're scared to death. And if you are angry on one day, the next day you're good, the third day you're again angry, people won't trust you because there is one thing which should be there in each and every leader. And the key word is consistency. I want you to go and type consistency. If you're a leader, maintain that. Because people won't come to you if you're up and then you're down, then you're up. No, people can't come to you. People say, hey, how is your manager's mood today? Before I knock the door of your manager, tell me what is his mood today. No, don't come today because he's not a good mood. Okay? No, that should not be happening. If you are maintaining that consistency, you can go and talk to the manager, your boss, to your leader at any time. Both of which I mentioned here, both of which are going to be counterproductive. You will be labeled as hot-headed. And there's only one solution. You need to understand that nobody can make you angry. Only you can make yourself angry. How many of you agree to that? It's just like a ship. The ship will never sink until otherwise there's a hole in the ship. So don't make that hole. If you make the hole, if you create the hole, then you will become angry for everything, small or big. Take control. Always keep in mind that leaders have the steering wheel. They are the navigators. They know where to take their life. They know where to take their day. They know where to take the team. So be in control. If you lose your control, if you're angry, then you will not be able to take your ship. You'll not be able to take your team, and you will not be able to move forward because you are distracted now. So the solution, anger management, diffuse the flame, in other words. Let's go to the 8 and 9. Because I want to keep in the time frame. I know that I've just gone beyond the time. So number 8 is living in the past. In the very beginning, we spoke about thinking about your past success. That's okay. Use your past experience to motivate yourself. I'm strong because I have gone through bad experience, and my bad experience has made me strong. Is that good? My bad experience has made me strong. Is that good? Is that okay? Yes, because you have got feedback. Remember, we spoke about 2 things. You got feedback and you learned from your teacher. The teacher is failure and your team has supported you. So take that. That can motivate you. I'm doing the high achievers. They treat the past success as positive feedback. I'm doing everything right. Now, this could take you to the wrong direction. Because what was right in the past is not right today. How many of you agree to that? What was right in the past is not right today. What was fast earlier is slow today. Am I right? What was big yesterday is small today. Everything changes. So do not stick on to your past success. You have to ask yourself, are you moving forward? I will keep doing the same, I will succeed. That's absolutely wrong. One thing that you have to remember is do not dwell on your failures. I'm like this because my parent did that to me. I'm like this because that is how my teacher behaved with me. Don't bring those stories, those excuses. How many of you got it? Don't dwell on your pains. How many of you got that? Say, I got it. IGI. Good. When I was your age, I had gone through tough time. When I was in your age, I didn't have money. When I was in your age, I didn't have schooling. How many of you got it? How many of you say that? It's all going back. Now, I have got a habit. I never go back to where I started. I don't go to those places. I don't go to those places because that puts me down. I don't listen to the songs when I was in a college day. Okay, now I think I can see a smile in some of your faces, because if you listen to the song, you will remember all those good things that happened. You say, oh my goodness, now I got married and everything has gone. Oh my God, it'll take you back. Similarly, the old past, don't go to your past. Because mentally, if you go there, then physically you'll go there. It would be very hard for you to move forward. You should remember those things, but you have to move forward always. Best solution. Do not use your past as an excuse for your current or your future outcome, because they are different. What was your past is not your present, and what is your present is not your future. What you learned during your school is not going to help you today, and what you're going to learn today is not going to help you tomorrow until otherwise you are fit for tomorrow. Those students who are studying in the college and universities today, their subject, their material is not going to help them 10 years down the line, because the world is completely going to change. How many of you got it? Say, I got it. So you have to update yourself. Don't come up with any sort of excuses. Let's move on to the last one. The last one is withholding information. That is keeping all the information within you as a leader and not sharing that with your teammates. Do you think that's a good behavior? Do you think that's a good habit? Yes or no? To keep everything with you and not sharing that with anybody else. Absolutely not a good habit. So there is no discussions. Number two, there is no updates. You're not updating your team. And number three, you're delegating them without giving any sort of key information. You're asking them to do something, but you're not giving them, you're delegating, but you're not giving them the key information, what should be done and where you are right now. Without giving that sort of information, there's a big gap and you're asking them to perform. Absolutely no. Some people do this because they want to show off themselves. And some people, most of the people do this because they are unaware of it. If they're unaware, it's okay, you have to learn. If you're disorganized, you have to organize yourself. So the best solution, have a meeting. As I mentioned earlier, just like Simon Sinek, have a meeting. A regular meeting where you can update yourself, or you must be having some sort of WhatsApp group or some sort of information group where you have the channel to inform your teammates that is what is happening on a regular basis. How many of you got it? So those who are watching the recording of this on YouTube, I know that today we were not able to connect with YouTube, but if you are watching this on YouTube and if you like this presentation, please go and subscribe to the channel, and please like and share this so that many other people can also, those who are leaders, those who want to become leaders, they can also learn from this. And every week we have this program. Right now it's on Saturdays. It's normally 1 hour. Today we have gone beyond 1 hour. So every week we have. Last week we had the magic of thinking big, and today's program was what got you here won't get you there by Marshall Goldsmith. Again, let me tell you, this is my understanding of the book. It may not be same as in the book. So you get your book, get your copy, go through the book and understand that. So before we go that today, I have published something. I would like you to click a picture of this. I published 101 courses, which is actually 3 lakh Indian rupee for just 999. If you want to get a copy, just copy paste that link, which is there. I can also share that in the YouTube channel in the description. And I can also share that in the WhatsApp group so that you can copy that and you can get your 101 certification program. The instructors, I'm not the instructor for this 101 program. These are foreign instructors, international instructors. These are mini courses that you can finish that with 1 hour, 1.5 hours, beautiful courses. So I highly recommend. So now let me keep the forum open so that you can ask me any questions. It's a Q&A session now.
Hi, Sensei. This is Suresh here.
Hi, Suresh. How are you doing? From Bangalore, am I right?
Yes, I'm from Bangalore, native of Kerala, Palakkad. So fantastic session as always, Sensei. I am short of words. How do I tell? I got this book around 3-4 years back, but it was that enough. But today, within 1 hour, you have opened my eyes. So I am designated as a transformation leader. I have a lot of bad habits I have identified today. So this one session, you have articulated very well, communicated very well, very crisp and crystal clear. I have this book, but I could not draw this much of learnings and insights. What you did it in 1 hour. 3 years, it is there in my cupboard.
Thank you very much for sharing that, Suresh. And I welcome you to number one, our leadership program. I would highly recommend that you come and join that leadership program where you have I'll tell you, just send me a message and I'll tell you how to join that. It's only few numbers of people, not more than 12 people. Okay. So you will be sitting as a group. These are leaders, already leaders, and you'll be having challenges. You'll be having my session, then you'll be having mastermind as well. The second thing, I'll ask you to continue with this program that we are having right now. And number three, I'll ask you to get into this 101 session. 101 course, because that I'm going to bring that to a next level where I'll be bringing mastermind for that as well. So these are the things that I'll highly recommend. We don't pitch anything. We don't sell anything. You'll see most of the instructors at the end of the session, they sell many things. We don't do all those things. My objective is to add value to you. That's what I do. Anybody else? Any questions, any suggestions, anything? I'll take feedback.
Yes, inside me, Zakaria.
Hey, Zach, how are you doing?
I'm good. Actually, it's a bombardment. But you were wrong in saying you are not selling anything, but you were selling something.
I was selling my ideas.
Yeah, we are selling your openness, your sincerity and honesty. You were selling really. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I love you. and anybody else?
Yes, Mr. Sensei.
Yes,
just to, thank you for that, beautiful session. And you have shared, essence from this book. So thank you so much.
Thank you. May I know who is this? Because I can't see.
Abdurrahim.
Rahim, thank you very much. Thanks a lot. And thank you very much for bringing two of your friends.
Yeah, I have two friends here, Paramjit and Rubel. Maybe they want to ask you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Sensei.
Yes, please.
I listened to you, but of course I was driving for the last 1 hour.
Oh my goodness.
Listening to you and replied you whenever was possible on the way. It was really a big, I think you talk about a lot of things together in one, make it a fruit basket for everyone. All the fruits were there. And this really enriched us with some new things. And a few, of course, we have already learned, but a lot of things which you're telling it in a way that it is much easier to understand, much easier to go into your brain and mind. I think please send them more details about your programs so that if we can do it, if we would like to do it. I will be happy to do it. Please send the details.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your wonderful presentation. Presentation was wonderful. I'll say thank you. Wonderful.
Triple thank you. Thank you very much. Please.
Hi, Sensei. Hello.
I hope you're not driving. I hope you're not driving.
No. I am at work. Still, I didn't want to miss this session. I loved this book very much. Today, the perspective, the ideas that you have just given to us is totally different from what I understood, from what I learned from this book before. And especially the anecdotes, the incidents, your personal stories that you shared, along with the philosophy, is really interesting. And this gives us another lesson how to take a book to a different level. From you can personalize the ideas. That's what you just taught us today. And many of those things that you revealed, you discussed today, those things even I have not imagined. I have not thought about such things. So that is the wisdom, a lot of wisdom. Thank you so much for this. That's why even if I'm in the middle of work, still I have my team members here, my boss here. They also know that. Still, I didn't want to miss it, and I'm here. Thank you so much for this session, and I'm really happy about to be here in this leadership tribe, and bless everyone. I'm here. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Rishi. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll be sharing the recording for sure on YouTube. Yes, I'll be sharing on YouTube, and I'll be sharing this privately as well. So you can go through this session once again. You can go through that, and most probably we'll also come up with a mastermind before we meet next time. Take care of yourself. It was a pleasure having you on board. Thank you.